Going on, guys? Doug at Eden Lawn Services. Today I'm going to show you how to turn this into something much more usable like this. Alright guys, I set up a table outside to have a little bit better light. When I do shop videos, a lot of times my bench is a little on the dark side and the videos just don't come out well. So we're going to do it outside on a portable table. Tools, of course, the handy dandy T-wrench, which I cut the handle off on one, and then I don't know if you can see that, I ground on it 3 sides to fit in the chuck, and so it doesn't spin. So you stick it in your drill and you get the 3 sides lined up and you tighten it down and you have a much faster way of doing things. So this is my old Ryobi. It's just kind of my bench drill. That thing is like 30 years old, but we keep using it. All right, but I will do the final tightening by hand just to make sure everything's good to go. So let's take this apart. Now, guys, this isn't the first time I built one of these. Actually, I've been running it, and hang on a second. And I mentioned in the video the other day where this didn't get put away properly, and it slid off the toolbox, landed on the asphalt, and broke the muffler guard off, to which I burned my arm on the muffler. So this is an old 2012 Echo PAS 225, and anyways, it's going for parts because it was pretty worn out. It didn't have a whole lot of power. This one is I can't remember, I gotta look it up. Gosh, about like there it is, March 2019, PAS 225, and I'm gonna take the components off of this to make our new tool. So bear with, watch, and learn here, guys. All right, let's start tearing this thing apart, because this is what we need. Now, this was a hedge trimmer that went in the PAS system, and it's just a hedge trimmer. That's all it is. A straight hedge trimmer. And we do have an articulating one for a different unit, but that's why I don't need 2 long handled hedge trimmers. All right, we need to remove the handle completely because, well, you'll just have to wait and see. I'm going to tighten these up because I don't want to lose the screws. Okay. On these guys, these 4 right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, are what hold the 2 halves of the handle together. This one and this one are what hold the handle to the shaft. That makes sense to you? So we need to loosen up this one and this one so we can slide the handle around. So we're going to loosen up this one. Oop, wrong one. And this one. Now the handle will slide, okay? Now to remove the actual shaft and the drive, you just loosen up these 2 screws. Just like that. Shaft comes loose. And the reason we had to loosen up the handle is so the handle could slide off the shaft. There, see that? And there's the drive shaft right there, which we don't need this piece anymore. It's gone. Set it over here. Now, the hardest part is getting this all lined up. So we're gonna start feeding this through. Yes, this has the same drive shaft in it as it came from the factory with the upper end. The PAS drive shaft is in this, okay? So we gotta get this thing, you know what, let me grab a towel real quick. I'll do a little bit of cleaning on here, right? So we can see what's going on. Okay, the hardest part is getting this in and getting the drive shaft into the spline That's the hardest part. And I can't remember exactly how I did it. It's usually just a good shove. I'm going to turn it up like this, guys, so I can do it. Come on, baby. That don't seem right to me. I wonder if this thing will fire up. If it even has gas in it. It's been sitting on the bench for like a year. There we go. You see how I got it turning? And then that shaft just slid right into the splines because the splines were turning and it gave it an opportunity to line up. So that's what I did. Okay, well, it started. All right, now we have to align it. We don't want the head all crooked in the motor like that. We want it sitting properly in the motor. So we're going to eyeball this. Like that. I'm going to tighten these two back up, hold them back in there. And like I said, I'm not going to use the drill to tighten them up. I mean, to make sure the final. I'm going to use my hand so I don't strip anything out. The drill's just for speed. There we go. Okay. Now, on this upper handle, it had a big foam tube that covered it so you could grab onto that foam when your head's trimming. I had to remove that, and if you look at that line right there, I just took a razor blade and cut right down it and it came off. And that's what that line's from. So you have to remove that in order to build this. All right, throttle cable, I'm telling you, we know this from experience. You want the throttle as far back as possible, or the handle as far back as possible, just for balance. And so the problem is this right here. See this cable? It hits this coupler. So you can only go back so far before you put it in a bind and tweak it. And we don't want to tweak it. So about right there, I'm going to tighten these two screws back up. And again, I'm not tightening with the drill. I'm just getting them in with the drill, and then I'm finishing it by hand. There you go, throttle is on there. Now we have to put the handle on. Oops, wrong way. And again, guys, we're kind of going by experience here because I've done this before. Okay, normally the handle goes this way where it leans back, but for balance purposes, we want it leaning forward. It just makes for better distance between this hand and the balance of the whole unit itself when you're trimming. Okay, and we push it as far as forward as we can get it. Okay, now you want that kind of straight, so let's get that straightened up. There we go. Tighten it up. And you're done. Fire this bad boy up. Oh, choke's still on. I bet you it's out of gas. Yep, she ain't got no gas, Lieutenant Dan. All right, guys, there you go. This is my wicked machine. And this is, you know, it's just old pieces, parts I had laid around, these old Echo 225 PAS systems that we've had for years. I bought this one brand new in, what was it, 2018? And it's actually a great unit. Now, for hedge trimmers, The 225 has more than enough power. It doesn't take a lot of power to run a set of hedge trimmers. Not at all. So this is what we do. The handle's back, so it gives you balance. So you can run it. And then this handle is so you can control the head and trim away. Now, you know, obviously you're gonna this is more ground level type work. And for our stuff that's really high above the ground, we use our articulating extended one. So that's it. There you go. Quick, simple, easy, medieval weapon. See ya.